Hey everyone, how you doing? Edgar here, out in San Jose again. So we have here a loyal client of mine out here in San Jose, serviced his panels twice now. So I just want to get his point of view as a client, as a homeowner, and everything that he feels and believes and thinks about solar panel cleaning, and just also solar panel industry in general. So Michael, I appreciate you taking the time to talking with me and doing this small interview.
My pleasure.
So first and foremost, Michael, how did you find All One Solar Shine, if you remember?
I did a Google search.
Yeah.
And came up one of about 4 or 5, and yours looked one of the best.
Okay, perfect. And then when I showed up, I mentioned the wrap in a lot of other videos. When I showed up and you saw the wrap and you saw the equipment, what was your first impression? Did that help you feel a little bit more comfortable at all?
Well, definitely. It made me feel that you were part of a larger organization and had probably experience and training behind you, proved out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And then Michael, so how long have you had these solar panels?
Put the first ones on a little over 5 years ago.
Okay, about 5 years ago. And have you ever cleaned them yourself?
I cleaned them once myself.
And how'd that experience go?
Well, it took me all day, and I had to have the help from my son to do it. But it was, when I was finished, I never really felt that they were that clean.
And why is that?
Well, you could still see a haze on them.
Okay.
And I was just using plain water. So,
okay, plain water and a brush?
Right.
Did you squeegee any of that off?
No, I just run off.
Just run off? Okay, perfect.
Rinse.
Sounds good. And then for those of you that are watching, you may have seen in my other videos where I talk about the brushes that I use. I talk about the deionized water that I used. That way you get that mineral-free, streak-free shine. That way you don't, all that runoff that Michael was talking about isn't just calcium water from the garden hose. It's actually deionized water, so you don't have to worry about any of that haze that also Michael mentioned. So after Michael tackling it himself, I'm sure he was just interested in getting them serviced and getting them more serviced more often as well. So Michael, you said you had these panels for 5 years, correct?
Yeah.
Now, what made you get that thought or that curiosity of saying, I need to service these panels?
Well, I knew they had to be cleaned, and you could see the dust on them, over the months. And it was, when I cleaned them, I didn't feel that I got more than the light dust off it, that I didn't really get the film off it.
Okay, and so that's what also made you look for...
I was looking for something more.
Perfect.
And something less work for me.
Right, absolutely.
At 70 years old, my wife does not like me getting on ladders.
Hey, I'm 34 and my wife doesn't really like it either, so I definitely understand that. Now, also, the last service that I did of cleaning them, how'd that service turn out?
It turned out great.
Okay.
And it's hard to get a direct measurement because of the variation in the amount of sun you get. But generally, overall, it looked like a good 10 to 15%.
And that's now perfect. Now, 10 to 15, is that going to be monthly, by yearly? Is that yearly?
That's going to last for hopefully 6 months, because that's what we set the service up for.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've also mentioned in previous videos, for those of you that are watching, that those increments, you definitely don't see them after the service. You definitely don't see them a day later or a week later because of the climate. You have clouds, you have sunny days, you have rainy days. So what we always say and always tell our clients and homeowners that are watching this, you always want to take the comparisons yearly. So at the end of the year, after you've passed all the seasons and you've had your panels cleaned compared to when you didn't have them cleaned, that's where you'll see the difference. That's where you can compare and see the difference as to why you want to clean them and the savings that you'll get from the bill. Regarding the bill, this is now your second session with me. Have you noticed a difference?
Well, I have very little bill anyway, because I put on enough solar panels to power the whole house, and it's an all-electric house.
Nice.
So we have a pretty good power load.
Perfect. So
plus, we charge the electric car also.
Absolutely. So that return on investment for you, it's doing its job. You're perfect. Yes. All right. Well, that's it, Michael. So I appreciate you taking your time and talking with me and sharing your opinion as a homeowner with everyone else. And for those of you that are watching, everything is going to be in the description below. As always, we service the SF South Bay area from Mountain View, Los Gatos, Los Altos, down to Morgan Hill, Gilroy, Hollister, and all the cities in between. So if you find yourself in any of these cities out here in the SF South Bay area, give me a call, shoot me a message. I appreciate all the likes, all the comments. It's all motivational for me so I can keep on going. So Michael, again, thank you so much. We'll see you in 6 months.
You bet. Thank you.
Have a good one.